turn around quickly?
Preparation.
Welcome back to another video. This week I filmed any recipes I thought you guys might enjoy, and also just gave a little bit of insight into what my daily, weekly meals look like. I haven't filmed every meal of every day because I tend to repeat myself relatively often, but anything new or fun I've included. And also, of course, because I know all you guys love Cornwall and a lot of you are here for a blend of Cornwall and cooking, so there's some cool places that we went to in Cornwall that I'm looking forward to showing you that I hadn't seen before. One of them I had, one of them was like really interesting, quite strange. Had a really funny energy, but I'll show you at some point, so let's get to it. I've just popped the log burner on to get a bit cozy in here. Ollie was away last night with work. I know that this channel there's lots of cooking, so let's do some cottage cooking today. I'm already getting quite hungry, so I'll make breakfast in a moment, and I've bought some of my favourite coffee pods as well, so I'm excited to start drinking those again because I've been without them for over a month and a half. I just thought, no, I don't need them. And I was like, it's just a little coffee for goodness sake, and it makes me want to not buy them out as much because they're quite expensive when you buy them out, like £4.50, £5. So let's have a cozy day in the house. Now, I know it's not the norm to have a little sweet treat before breakfast. However, I just think sometimes it's really nice. Like, you know how when you're little and you go on a school trip and your usual routine gets mixed up and it's like a new bit of fun? I think that it's sometimes nice to just have a little bit of fun with food, and so like occasionally I'll have mashed potato and beans for breakfast because I really enjoy it. See why it really matters that much. Today I want to have a little Easter cake, so I'm having a little Easter cake with my tea and I'm watching Mallory Towers. These mugs are so big and I do need to buy some smaller ones. I do different variations of this breakfast brunch recipe. I would say that the absolute crucial part of it would always be a clove of garlic and mushrooms, cream and paprika. And then when I'm in the mood for it, I sometimes add a bit of chili flakes, and today I actually had it with parsley, and I also added some chicken juice stock that I had, which is not essential, but it was just in the fridge. And I like to have sourdough toast with this because it's quite robust, so when you've got a creamy sauce it keeps everything lovely and it goes soft and lovely, but it doesn't disintegrate, if that makes sense. And then what I did today was I just loosely scrambled an egg, not really scrambled it. Obviously it would have been better to add some milk into it and put it in with butter, but I just wanted a little protein boost. I do think a crispy chili egg, crispy fried chili oil type egg would work much better. So that scrambled egg isn't a recommendation, it was just what I did. I have defrosted some spaghetti bolognese I had in the freezer, and I've got some lasagna pasta sheets from a courgette chicken lasagna I made a few days ago, and you've only got about 3 days on them. So I'm gonna do like that lasagna soup kind of thing, but really it's just lasagna sheets and spaghetti bolognese and grated cheese, double Gloucester grated cheese. This is really my dinner because I had my breakfast quite late because I had like a slow morning, didn't get up to that much, so I'm sure I'll eat an extra something later, but this is practically dinner. I've reserved some salty pasta water just in case it gets a bit too thick and sticky.
like 10.
Let's see if it's actually nice, because I've never really done it in this way before. Oh dear, I think I might need a knife. It's not the most appetizing meal, but it's worth a try. And I mean, the intention is using up food in the freezer and the fridge, so I guess aesthetics don't always need to be so high up on the list. Most of my food's pretty ugly though. It's nice and cheesy. I love double Gloucester. Lovely soft pasta. It's nice to have so much of it. Ollie doesn't want to be on camera because he's scared all his other girlfriends will see him on the vlog. I have a cauliflower from last week that I'm going to make a macaroni and cheese cauliflower dish with. I'm a little bit stuck on what I'm going to put with it because I got a new veg box delivered yesterday, and I think I should probably use stuff from last week before I touch it. But I'm also just not really... Macaroni and cheese in itself is... I don't find it the easiest thing to make. I find it quite time consuming with all the grating and the roux and everything. So I'm not necessarily in the mood to do a difficult side dish. However, I don't want it to go out of date, and will I want to eat it with anything else? We also have chicken that I've roasted that I probably should use. So I think I'll put some chicken in there as well. And I'll do the side. Let's go. Now, I find this recipe a bit stressful because there's quite a lot of elements to think about when you do the cauliflower. And on this cauliflower, I had a little surprise guest. Now, that is a normal part of the organic experience, so I didn't allow it to put me off. I put it outside, I cut my cauliflower up, I put it in a bowl of cold water for 15 minutes with salt, and then rinsed it a lot. I probably would skip this step if I'm honest. I'm not sure that white onion, it was only a small white onion and one big clove of garlic with cayenne pepper, paprika, salt and pepper, mixed herbs. Now, I don't think that this step is necessary because I don't necessarily care about having onion in this meal because it's a cheesy pasta dish. I activated the spices with that, put it in a bowl, and then I boiled some pasta and the cauliflower towards the end, put that in the colander, and then I made my roux. So I did quite a bit of butter and then a couple tablespoons of flour and some milk, whisk it up quickly off the heat, add more milk gradually, added a bit of my chicken juices / stock, and once the sauce was thick and ready, I added in handfuls at a time of cheese. I used about half a block of double Gloucester and then maybe a third or a little bit more of cheddar. You can use whatever cheeses you like really. I just used what I had on hand, and then I added my pasta and cauliflower into the tray and then my cheese sauce on top of that. For the amount of pasta that I did, I would have used more milk in the cheese sauce, but I didn't want to use it all up because I didn't want to go to the shop. I did 1 pint of milk, but I would have done maybe an extra half a pint minimum just so the sauce would have gone further. But you could cook way less pasta than this because this will feed us for probably 6 meals in total. This recipe was quite basic. It was just like a braised sweet red cabbage recipe. It had 4 tablespoons of butter and a bit of sugar and half a cup of balsamic vinegar, but I'll be honest and say I didn't really do it to the book, and I didn't cook it as long as you're supposed to. You're supposed to sort of do it low and slow, whereas I cooked it quicker, so I found it too sweet. It was good to try it, and I definitely try it again, but maybe with like mashed potato and lots of different components. Otherwise I did find it quite sugary, and I did not as much sugar as they recommended anyway. I only popped the chicken on top of this just to warm it up a little bit because I obviously didn't put it in the dish when I cooked it, and it's just a little bit of protein, so I appreciate there is so much butter and cheese in this recipe. It's not healthy, and if you're on a healthy diet and you're avoiding these kind of meals, then I appreciate that, but I find it a comfort and I enjoy it. As always, it's ugly, but I'm confident it should be tasty. Let's have a taste test. It's really nice. I didn't put the chicken in with the pasta because there wasn't quite enough sauce. Really, you want to drench it, which I couldn't with the amount of cheese sauce I had, so I decided to just add it on at the end so it wouldn't dry it up. It's really nice. It's more like a bake, like a pasta bake, but it's not dry at all, but it's not as creamy as a macaroni and cheese. Thank you. Just going for a lovely sunset walk now. We're just out today having a little look around the shops. We need some bubble wrap, some tape. We're going to order boxes because they're much cheaper to get them online instead of locally getting ready for the move. So what I'd like to do, I want to have a nice dinner tonight so that we can be rewarded for our hard work. We're going to start by wrapping up the trinkets because they're obviously the more fiddly, need to be protected types of things, but we have that roasted chicken. I did a roasted chicken earlier in the week, and I think I'm going to shred the what we've got left of it and make some enchiladas. I know most people know what enchiladas are, but if you haven't had them before, it's like a fajita, but you have a tomatoey sauce poured over the top. They're rolled up into a baking dish and then you cover it in loads of cheese. So that's what I'm fancying tonight. And also I'm gonna make some sweet treat bits, but I don't think that'll be in this video because it'll have been uploaded by then. So in a few days we're going to see my family for Easter. The move-in stuff will be on hold, so I want to get a little bit done before then, and then we come back and we get on with it. We've got a nice sort of period of being in between both houses, so that's good. But yes, we're just gonna go look for what we're looking for.
Bubble wrap. Milk.
Maybe I'll write a list. I just wanted to start this by saying that this is a really random recipe. It's not reflective of an authentic enchilada recipe whatsoever. And if I'm honest, I've not actually made an authentic enchilada recipe before. So it's something I would absolutely love to do. And please don't be offended if you've made authentic ones, you see this and you think, oh my gosh, that is so far off, because I actually don't know what enchiladas should taste like. I just know what my version of them taste like. I actually first tried them when I bought a box. Instead of a fajita kit box a few years ago, I bought an enchilada kit, and I kind of based my recipe off of what those instructions said, but that's probably a English version of it as well, so this is even more so. I cut one red onion into strips and then 2 peppers diced, 1 orange, 1 red, and then once those are cooked off for a few minutes, then I added my seasonings. I would recommend googling the correct seasonings because I didn't do that, so my flavour, I kind of had to top it up at the end. I don't think just doing it in the beginning is enough, but I would definitely Google it and do a more authentic version because I'm not sure if mine reflects the right kind of flavour profile for this meal. Then I add the sauce, so I put a bit of water into the jar, shake it up, add that back in. I had some chicken stock left, homemade that is, but you could just use a chicken stock cube, which would probably have a bit more flavour. And then I added in some black beans and my shredded chicken that I cooked earlier this week, and then I just mixed all of that up, made sure that it cooked for at least 10 minutes because I wanted to heat up the chicken properly because it was getting a little bit old. And then after this is all mixed up, I added in my parmesan rind because it can make quite a nice nutty kind of flavour. I don't know how to describe it. And then I just add a little bit of sugar to level out the acidity in the tomato passata. So after that, you just pop your filling into tortilla wraps with a bit of cheese and then pop them into a baking tray. And at the end, I wrap those up, and then I actually tend to cover the top. You're supposed to really cover it with this sort of tomato flavoured sauce, but I don't have enough of that to strain it, and to be honest, I wouldn't go to that trouble. So I just spoon over the rest of my mixture over the top, because I don't mind doing that, but if you Google a picture, I don't know that most people would be doing it the same way that I do. I would use a chili cheese or a double Gloucester cheese if you have it, but I used up Parmesan and cheddar because we're going away, so I wanted to use things up that are in the fridge. And I would say that sour cream is really, really nice with this because the cheese is all melty, you've got the tomato flavour, and then you can have sour cream for that sort of creamy and soft flavour. Once all the rest of the concoction is spooned on top of the tortillas, then I put it in the oven at around 200 degrees. Oh, you got to put your cheese on first, of course. You got to have like a cheese crust, which is delicious. And then I put that in the oven at 200 degrees for about 20 minutes. Really, I just do it so that the top crisps up a little bit and isn't just melted, but has a bit of texture, as you can see here. I had a bit of salad with this just to use up what was in our veg box last week, but I ended up only eating half of this portion. It was way too big, but I can't really get away with using that chicken tomorrow, hence why I just did such a big portion. I'd considered using it tomorrow, but I really think it will just kind of be past it by then, and it would have been cooked twice. I also added a bit of lemon as well, just to freshen it all up on the top, which was a really nice addition. And yeah, this is really comforting, cozy, flavoursome, lovely meal, and I'm really looking forward to trying an authentic recipe, which maybe is something I can do in a video soon, and we can all see what we think of it together. I know this is a mammoth plate, but it's such a tasty meal. You need loads of it, I promise. Let's have a little taste test. I tend to eat lighter meals in the summer, like avocado, tomato, mozzarella, couscous, lots of light things, but in the winter I like to go full cozy comfort food, because I think that's what the UK calls for. That was the end of the video really, so hopefully see you on the next one when we'll be getting ready for the new house, which I'm really, really excited for. See you then.